May 4th, 1979. A grocer's daughter from Grantham stepped through the black door of number 10 Downing Street and broke Britain wide open. She didn't just become Prime Minister. She became a force of nature. This is the story of Margaret Thatcher, the Iron Lady. Born Margaret Hilda Roberts on October 13th, 1925, in Grantham, Lincolnshire. Her father, Alfred Roberts, ran a corner grocery shop. No silver spoon, just hard work, discipline, and a deeply held belief that if you earned it, you kept it. Those values? They would one day reshape a nation. She won a scholarship to Somerville College, Oxford, studying chemistry under Nobel laureate Dorothy Hodgkin. But science wasn't her true calling. Politics was already burning inside her. She became president of the Oxford University Conservative Association, one of only a handful of women who dared. She ran for parliament twice before winning, losing Dartford in 1950 and 1951. But she was barely in her 20s, arguing economic policy against seasoned men twice her age. She impressed everyone and frightened a few. In 1959, she finally entered Parliament as MP for Finchley. The stage was set. In 1970, Prime Minister Edward Heath made her Secretary of State for Education. Her first major decision? Ending free school milk for children over 7. The tabloids screamed, "Thatcher, Thatcher, milk snatcher." She was publicly vilified. Privately, she called it the worst political mistake of her career, not the policy, but the optics. January 1976. Thatcher, now leader of the opposition, delivered a speech accusing the Soviet Union of seeking world domination. The Soviet Army newspaper Red Star called her the Iron Lady. She loved it. She took the insult, polished it, and wore it like armor. The brand was born. May 3rd, 1979. Britain votes. The economy was broken. Unions had paralyzed the country in the winter of discontent. Rubbish filled the streets. Bodies went unburied. The electorate was furious. Thatcher's Conservatives won with a majority of 43 seats. She quoted St. Francis of Assisi, "Where there is discord, may we bring harmony." Half the country cheered. The other half braced. She didn't just run a government. She ran an ideology. Thatcherism meant privatization of state-owned industries, crushing inflation, and dismantling what she called the dependency culture. British Telecom, British Gas, British Airways. Sold. The free market was the answer to everything. April 1982. Argentina invades the Falkland Islands, a remote British territory in the South Atlantic. Her cabinet is divided. Her generals are nervous. Thatcher is not. She assembles a naval task force of over 100 ships and sends them 8,000 miles. 74 days later, Britain wins. Her approval ratings explode. The Iron Lady is unbreakable. 1984. The most brutal domestic confrontation of her tenure. The National Union of Mine Workers, led by Arthur Scargill, went on strike to stop pit closures. Thatcher called them the enemy within. The strike lasted a year. She won, but the price was catastrophic. Entire communities gutted, generations scarred. A class war that still echoes today. October 12th, 1984. Brighton, the Grand Hotel, 2:54 in the morning. A bomb planted by the IRA detonates. 5 people are killed. Thatcher, in her bathroom, survives by minutes. At 9 a.m., she takes the stage and delivers her conference speech on schedule. The Iron Lady does not flinch. By the late 1980s, hubris had set in. The community charge, better known as the poll tax, replaced property-based taxation with a flat rate charge to every adult. Rich and poor paid the same. Britain erupted. In March 1990, central London became a war zone. 340 arrested. Fires in Trafalgar Square. Even her own allies knew it was over. November 22nd, 1990. Margaret Thatcher resigned as Prime Minister, not from the ballot box, but from a cabinet revolt. 11 years, 200 days in office. She wept in the back of the Downing Street car, then composed herself, then gave one of the most defiant exit interviews in political history. "We're leaving Downing Street for the last time." She served longer than any British Prime Minister of the 20th century. She transformed Britain's economy. shattered the post-war consensus, and proved that a working-class woman could wield absolute power in a world of establishment men. Whether you loved her or loathed her, and millions did both, Margaret Thatcher changed the world. Margaret Thatcher died on April 8, 2013. Her funeral drew world leaders, sovereigns, and protesters alike. Even in death, she divided. But here's the real question history asks. Was she a liberator or a destroyer? Did she save Britain or sacrifice a generation to do it? Drop your answer below. And if this story moved you, share it. History should never be forgotten.